One of the greatest temptations I'm facing right now is getting lazy with my style and saying I ain't appreciating mics down. I serve too small a market, I need a larger target. You know, a broader audience who's spending dollars on this. And as of right now, this temptation for making some crazy statements, complaining, but I know how pride sounds. I'm everybody's favorite, maybe one of the greatest, the peak of every playlist. You'd be a lame to hate this, but the truth is it's foolish to say this. So please bear with my foolishness, cause I've concluded it's stupid to fake it. I Google my name too much, think that my fame is just, but still it ain't enough. I need to make some bucks, but not in the
Man, it's been a while. I was on vacation, so we didn't film for a whole week. But we're back. As you may see, Jamel's not here. He didn't go see this movie with us, but we're gonna go right into the Jujutsu Kaisen. He should have. He could have come see it. He's working. It's okay.
I mean, if you like Dragon Ball Z, you will love this movie.
Dragon Ball Z's dope. We're gonna jump in right into the new movie that came out, the new anime movie, Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
It was really good.
You want to start off with rating?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, let me talk a little bit first, because we were talking about our rating and our rating system, how we do movies, and I was like, anime movies are just so hard to rate the same way. But I had given this a 6 out of 10 in the theater, but I'm gonna stick with a 5 out of 10. I mean, it was a good movie, but I think 5 out of 10 is a fair review.
I think that's fair too. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I give it that because you
had to top me there.
I mean, the fighting scenes alone was pretty good.
They were very good.
But on top of that, I felt like some scenes were a little too rushed. I mean, they cut some of the characters out that we didn't even get to see.
Well, you talking about the characters from the first season?
No, from the movie.
Oh yeah. So, they had this whole group of kids that were there as the main enemy, and then all of a sudden we didn't even see their powers. So that the main villain was Suguru Geto.
Yeah.
And he had this whole crew of kids that didn't even do anything. Before we jump into anything else, I am sorry. Throw a spoiler warning in there. We're going to talk about this movie. We're going to put the audio. We're going to put our audio that signals the warning at the beginning. So y'all, once you hear that audio, you know. But he had that whole group of kids, and we did see Miguel. We saw his powers a little bit. His powers were cool. He had that rope.
Even on that scene, the guy with the...
When Gojo was fighting them.
They kind of like left that part out too. Like, did he get defeated or what happened?
I mean, so that's one thing that we see with Gojo. He will be in a situation and will be out of the situation pretty quickly. This, you know what I liked is that unlike the My Hero Academia movies and the Demon Slayer movie, this one was actually scratch that, because the Demon Slayer movie was canon. Because but this is a canon movie. This is the one thing I like about it. My Hero is really the only one where they're not canon, but because everything we saw, if you've already watched the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, everything we saw in this movie related to it in one way or another.
Yeah.
Like when Geto pulled out the staff, the staff with the chains linking it together. That was the same staff that we see Mikey using in the movie.
Yeah, that part I didn't realize until you guys told me after the movie.
It was just the small things that really made it great.
Yeah.
And we also saw the entirety of the other Jujutsu Sorcerer class with Todo and all of them that they were fighting at the end of the season 1. We also at one point Gojo is falling and he seems to do a clap, and it seems like because our friend Josh has pointed this out, where he did the clap and then he was somewhere else.
He teleported?
Yes.
I've seen that.
So, okay, so you did see it too. Because I thought I saw it, but then I was like, well, maybe I didn't. So, Todo, the big muscular buff dude, uses that. I mean, we see it quite a bit at the end of the first season. So does that mean he learned it from Gojo, or is
Most likely,
is it like
because
something that any sorcerer can do?
That's probably only for those higher ranks. Then again, we don't know
It could.
Gojo's like all his abilities.
Oh yeah, those eyes though.
Yeah,
How much power do those eyes give him?
probably infinite power.
It's crazy.
Probably infinite power.
I mean, we saw just a little bit of power. I would say we didn't see any power in this movie from him.
Right.
It was all Yuta's power, which we'll get into him here in a second. But Gojo, we didn't see half of his ability.
True.
Because, I mean, there at the end of season 1, when he did purple, he said blue, red, purple. I mean, we didn't see anywhere near that much power. And then...
Not only his power, but his fighting technique alone against Miguel was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
When especially... So, like, my question was his rope, Miguel's rope. When he would use it, it looked like it was turning whatever it grabbed onto into demons. Maybe I was missing what was going on there, but...
I didn't really see that.
When he grabbed the power lines, it looks like they all turned into snakes. That was just me.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I don't know if maybe his whip was demon snakes or something, but I thought that's kind of what that was.
But also too, remember he was saying that Gojo was thinking in his head like that rope was affecting his powers or his ability a little bit.
Yeah. I think it was. It was something along those lines. What we didn't get to see, so going back to the group of kids that was there and just didn't do nothing.
So it was two little girls.
The two little girls.
We seen what she did to the
when
to
she
the other
hung all
guys.
the dudes, yeah. But we didn't. I would love to have seen what that phone could do because she whipped that phone out, and I mean that demon curse energy came on the camera. So I'm wondering if she would have taken his picture, if it would have killed him, if it would have like changed his molecular structure, almost like Mito. The dude does in the first season.
Talking about the main antagonist.
The main antagonist, yeah. You know how he like kills those dudes in the theater, and he like deforms them.
Yeah.
Mahito, almost like him. But let's go to like the main character or who you can consider the okay.
Oh yeah, back to the characters that didn't show. There was also another guy that had like
hearts on his nipples.
On his nipples.
Yeah.
He was just there.
He was just there. He also never appeared again.
Yeah.
So like we don't know where he went.
To me, that looked like a JoJo reference.
It could have been.
I don't know.
I mean, he definitely kind of had that flamboyancy.
Yeah.
That it could have been a reference to JoJo, but
that was it for him.
I really like that the side characters, they brought in every single side character that we've seen so far, and but let's go back to the main character because I want to talk about what he did in this movie.
You talking about the best friend?
No. Yuto, the kid.
Oh yeah.
The kid that puts the curse on the girl, and then that's how he has that's his cursed energy. When he uses the speech curse, that's amazing. When he pulled out that megaphone and said "die," and everything around him just got destroyed.
So was that curse the same as the other guy?
Yeah, that's his curse speech.
So that's why he had to use a microphone.
So he basically, from what it seemed like, he put the curse on the megaphone, and as long as it's got that circles and then the lines, that helps it. But it destroyed the megaphone, just like when he uses it, it destroys his throat. He's got to use throat medicine. But he's the most powerful Jujutsu sorcerer out of all of them. Like he is higher than Panda and Mikey Toga Inumaki. He's the highest sorcerer they got, I think, right now.
Yeah, because I was wondering why he used a microphone instead of screaming it.
And I'm wondering if all cursed speech users do it differently, and then that's just the way he was channeling it.
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering how many different types of curse energy this main Yuta can use.
Right.
Because, if he's able to use curse speech and embed the curse in the objects like he did the katana, it'd be interesting to see what else he can do.
Right.
Because I feel like we only got a fraction of his power as well.
And the main character wasn't the girl's name Mimika?
Yeah,
Like that? Yeah.
she's the girl. Yeah.
So before
ahead.
we go to that, do you think she died or?
Are you talking about Mikey Zane?
Yeah.
Her?
No, the main character, the girlfriend.
You're talking about, yeah, the little girl died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
died?
yeah. So, yeah, at the end, she kind of dispersed into particles and went away. I'm going to say she probably died. Now, that is going to be interesting to see if he can call on another demon spirit, or like he was, or if he can pull more power from her. I don't know. That's going to be interesting going forward, because at the end of this, we got kind of a mild post-credit scene where he walks up to him and Miguel, which I would like to know what happened there, because they were enemies in the movie.
That's what I was going to go with, too. Like, the main character still have his power. Because he came back to him, you know.
So I wonder what's that just. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see this in season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, where they bring him back, because he was out in the beginning of the first season. They said we have one more sorcerer, he's out.
Right.
So I'm wondering if they're gonna bring him back, and then he's gonna help out. In like season 2 with Yuji and all them.
I do like how how they tricked us thinking it was going to be Yuji. Because he had pink hair.
Yeah.
So they wanted us to think he was Yuji.
I mean, it was a very mild after credit scene, I thought. Way more mild than what we're used to watching these Marvel movies. But I think they set it up for season 2. And, I mean, it can only go up from here. I do got to say that the animation was great in this movie. I mean, just like season 1. So we're getting a high quality animation.
Is it me, or was a fighting scene towards the end with the sword? Did it look like Demon Slayer with the whole glowing stuff?
Maybe a little bit, but if they did, they didn't intentionally do that. I'm gonna just say that's kind of how anime sword fights go. Either they're super fast where you can't see anything because they're moving so quickly, or there is some type of glowing sword.
Right.
You got power. Now, I would like to say that Jujutsu Kaisen surpassed Demon Slayer in the surpassed the sales in the first weekend, which I was kind of surprised. Like I was going into this movie thinking, oh, this movie's gonna be great. It's gonna surpass everything we've seen so far. It was definitely better than the My Hero Academia movie.
It was definitely better than that.
But I don't know if I can say it was better than the Demon Slayer movie. The action in the Demon Slayer movie was so good that I just don't know if I can say it was.
Okay, so the ending of Demon Slayer was a little longer. The fighting scene was a little longer than Jujutsu.
Yeah.
I can say that.
Now, I will say that the fight scene it went quickly. It was more like we were watching an anime, like a 30-minute anime, where they showed up and said, "We're going to declare war on you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, we're going to see them prepare for war." And they were like, "Call everybody, call them all."
On top of that, too, when he declared it, they could have just fought him there.
Well, but you know what he said? You remember what he said?
Uh-uh.
Okay, he said, "You won't do anything because your students are within my range."
But those monsters look like low level.
We don't know. We don't know that.
And then Gojo was there.
He was there.
And
he could have wiped it.
principal.
And they all. That is true. They could have wiped them all out right there. But it was like, we're going to declare war on you. And then 5 minutes later, war.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man, this is just like watching anime. But I thought we were going to see some prep time.
Right.
Now, the other thing we were talking about off screen, off camera, was that in the season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen, Geto has his arm again and has the scars around his head.
Right.
Which I don't remember seeing them in the movie, the scars on his head.
Me either.
So we are to assume that Gojo killed him. Did it seem like that to you?
Yes, especially with now looking back from season 1 with the little scar, he probably chopped his head off.
I would agree with you. He maybe decapitated,
Yeah.
But it faded to black. We didn't actually see him kill him. We heard the
And then
That was supposed to be a sword, by the way.
Also,
we heard.
he said something to him that went quiet.
Well,
for a
he
second.
said something about the kid. I'm assuming it was about his background, because then he came and told the kid his background. So I'm wondering if he told him that if he would have killed the kid, he wouldn't have been able to steal his curse, because it was him manifesting the curse.
So what do you think Geto meant by when he was like, "Oh, well, you should throw some curses at me at the end"? Remember he said that after Gojo said
when
something?
Gojo was there, he wanted to die in an honorable way, I think, is what he meant.
Oh.
Throw some curses at me, I mean, kill me in a grand fashion. That's my own opinion on that. I'm not gonna. That's not a fact. But I'm thinking that's what he wanted to die in a grand fashion. But he lost his whole arm.
Yeah.
So how did he get that back? Unless he's dead and he's now a demon. Now, we do see in Season 1 that he never wants to get close to them. He never wants to get close to Jujutsu High. And I'm wondering if that's because, just like we saw in this movie, Gojo sniffed out where he was sitting.
Or he put a... Can Gojo give a spell? Like, throw out a spell at him? Make him not go back to the high school?
No.
Not possible, huh?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe that's why he couldn't get close?
Maybe. Because I know he destroyed that whole cafe, and then they were like, we got to start investigating this. And I'm surprised. So, you know what? Gojo went to that cafe, I think, and he didn't sniff him out. So I'm wondering if he is dead and a demon, and he's kind of just, like, cursing people in the afterlife.
But he can spot out demons, right? Can any sorcerer spot them out?
Yeah, any sorcerer can see demons and stuff. So...
For him not to see him, that's kind of weird.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But,
So do you think the main character will meet Yuji?
Oh, I for sure think it.
Yeah.
I for sure think it. I think in Season 2, he's going to come back from being abroad, meet with Yuji, and I think he might try to break the curse on Yuji. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion.
Also, keep in mind, guys, that Season 2 won't come out till 2023.
Oh, yeah. Season 2 is not even halfway done. It's not coming out till 2023. So everything we're saying is years off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just our opinion. But
so your rating's still 5?
You know what? I'll go back to that 6. After talking about it, I just get those chills. Like, oh man, that was good.
Yeah. I did see it twice. I ended up seeing it with my little brother.
Yeah.
So it's still a 6.5 for me. I feel like
6 for me.
Yeah. I feel like it was too rushed too at the end. Is there anything else we could talk about for that?
No, I think we covered that pretty well.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up for this episode, guys.
That was a good conversation we had, I think.
It was, yeah.
Even with Jamel not being here.
Yeah, he should have came.
Yeah.
Tune in next time.
But, check it out. If you're into anime, next week, Wednesday, April 6th, Season 2, The Rising of the Shield Hero. I have been hyped for this, been waiting for it for a while. Check it out. We out!
Guys, check it out.
I did it. We gotta cut that. Okay, we're done.